My ex-wife took everything in the divorce, the house, the dog, even my dignity. But when she saw me move on, she crossed a line no one saw coming, and the final revenge wasn't what anyone expected. I came home early from my business trip to surprise my wife for our anniversary, only to find her in our bed with my younger brother. But what happened next, when she saw me moving on with someone new, was the revenge I never saw coming. My name is Daniel Miller. 3.5 years ago, I thought I had the perfect life, a beautiful wife, a thriving business, and a future full of promise. Then one night destroyed everything and set in motion a chain of events so shocking, even I didn't see them coming. It was our 6th wedding anniversary. I'd told Jessica I'd be away in Chicago for the week, closing a major deal. But when the meeting wrapped early, I couldn't resist surprising her. I boarded the last flight home with a bottle of her favorite champagne and the diamond bracelet she'd been eyeing for months. The house was dark when I arrived, just past midnight. I crept upstairs quietly, imagining Jessica's face when she saw me. Then I heard it, the unmistakable sounds coming from our bedroom. My blood ran cold as I pushed the door open. There they were, my wife, my 24-year-old brother, Ryan, in our bed, on our anniversary. The look on Jessica's face wasn't guilt, it was annoyance. Like I'd interrupted something important. "Daniel," she sighed, pulling the sheets up, "we should talk." Ryan at least had the decency to look ashamed as he scrambled for his clothes. "Man, it's not what it—" I didn't let him finish. The champagne bottle slipped from my fingers and shattered on the hardwood floor like our marriage. The divorce was brutal. Jessica took the house. "I need stability," she said. "Our golden retriever, Max, he's my emotional support animal, and nearly half my business for my suffering." Ryan disappeared to Europe, leaving just a pathetic voicemail about a mistake. I fell apart, slept on friends' couches, drank too much, nearly lost my company. Then, one rainy Tuesday, she walked in my life. Dr. Emily Parker was the psychologist my best friend dragged me to see. At first, I resisted, until she called me out in our first session. "You're not angry about the cheating," she said, those sharp green eyes seeing right through me. "You're angry she took your future." Emily was different, tough but kind, brilliant but humble. And unlike Jessica, she actually listened when I spoke. 6 months later, Jessica saw us together for the first time at our favorite Italian restaurant. Emily was laughing at my terrible joke, her hand resting on my arm, when I felt eyes burning into us. Jessica stood frozen near the hostess stand, her new designer bag slipping from her shoulder. "You're dating?" Her voice cracked on the last word. Emily smiled politely. "You must be Jessica. Daniel's told me so much about you." The way Jessica's face twisted, some mix of shock, rage, and something darker, sent a chill down my spine. That night, the text started. "She's not even your type. You'll regret this. I know things about you that would destroy her." Then came the accidents. My car keyed outside the gym, anonymous complaints to Emily's medical board, even my office being vandalized. But last Tuesday changed everything. I came home to find Emily pale and shaking. "Someone broke in," she whispered. "They didn't take anything, just left this on our bed." It was a photo of Emily from college, one that had never been online, written in red ink across it. "You should have stayed gone." And tucked in a corner, a lock of hair that looked exactly like Max's golden fur. The morning after the break-in, I sat at our kitchen table staring at the photo left on our bed. The coffee in my hands had gone cold, just like the dread settling in my stomach. Emily paced nearby, her phone pressed to her ear as she talked to the police for the 3rd time that day. "It's not just about the break-in anymore," she was saying. "There's history here you don't understand." I turned the photo over in my hands, Emily's college graduation picture that had never been posted online. On the back, written in familiar looping handwriting, "Did you really think I wouldn't recognize you?" Ryan showed up unannounced that afternoon, looking worse than I'd ever seen him. Dark circles under his eyes, his usually perfect hair unkempt. He didn't even greet me properly before saying, "You need to see this." He pulled up Jessica's Instagram, a post from 2 weeks ago. A casual selfie at what looked like a coffee shop. But in the mirror behind her, barely visible in the reflection, was a bulletin board covered in photos. Of Emily. Of me. of us together. The police took the stalking more seriously after that. Detective Harris, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, sat us down the next day. "Your ex-wife has been busy," she said, sliding a file across the table. Credit card receipts showed Jessica had been in our neighborhood 3 times in the past month, always when Emily was alone at home. Security footage from our local grocery store captured her following Emily through the aisles 2 weeks prior. But the most disturbing find? A burner phone purchased under Jessica's credit card, filled with searches for Emily's full name, our home address, and my stomach turned. Emily finally broke down that night. "There's something I never told you," she admitted, tears streaking her face. "Jessica and I weren't just college acquaintances. We were roommates freshman year." She showed me old photos, Jessica copying her hairstyle, her outfits. It started as a joke, but then she took it too far. Applied for internships using my name. Showed up to my classes when I was sick. Emily transferred schools after Jessica was caught taking an exam in her place. I thought it was over. Then I saw her photo on your desk that first day you came to therapy, and Ryan called me at 3 a.m. 3 days later. "You need to check your security cameras right now," he hissed. The live feed showed a figure moving through our backyard. Not Jessica, a man in a hoodie. Then the motion light flipped on, illuminating Ryan's panicked face as he peered into the camera. "She sent someone, Daniel. I think it's..." The feed cut out. Police found Ryan's phone in our bushes the next morning. No sign of him. No ransom note. Just one missed call from a number that traced back to a disposable phone. That's when Emily made the connection. "The dates," she whispered, scrolling through Jessica's social media. Every time something happened to us, the break-in, the vandalism, Ryan had just posted about being out of town. The final piece fell into place when Detective Harris called us to the station. They'd subpoenaed Jessica's financials. "Your brother," she said gently, "has been receiving regular payments from your ex-wife for the past year." A screenshot from Jessica's phone, recovered from the cloud, showed a text to Ryan the day before our anniversary. "Make sure he walks in at exactly midnight." My phone rang as we left the police station. Unknown number. Ryan's voice, barely audible. "She played us both, Dan. The affair, the divorce, it was all part of her game." Then Jessica's laughter in the background before the line went dead. The police found Ryan 2 days later, wandering barefoot near the interstate. His clothes were torn, his pupils dilated, and he kept repeating one phrase. She knew everything from the start. The interrogation. At the hospital, Ryan finally told us the truth through trembling lips. "It was never about love, Daniel. It was always about money." He explained how Jessica had approached him years ago with a proposition. Get close to me, report on my habits, and help her secure a favorable divorce settlement. The affair? Staged. The emotional distress claims? Fabricated. "But then she saw you moving on with Emily," Ryan said, gripping my hand. And something in her snapped. Detective Harris uncovered more through Jessica's email drafts. The final plan, a one-way ticket to Belize purchased for the day after Ryan disappeared. But the most chilling discovery? Jessica had taken out a $2 million life insurance policy on me just 1 month before a divorce. They found Jessica at her mother's cabin in the Poconos. When arrested, she didn't resist, just smiled at the officers and asked, "Is Daniel okay?" I was so worried. At the station, she confessed with unsettling calm. "I just wanted him to feel what I felt," she told detectives. "Alone, broken, unloved." Then her voice dropped to a whisper. "But he had to go and replace me." The court ordered a psychological evaluation. That's when we learned the truth. Jessica had been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder years before we met. Her previous husband, yes, there had been one before me, had gotten the diagnosis sealed in their divorce. Emily sat frozen beside me. As the psychiatrist explained, she doesn't see people, only roles to play. Wife, victim, lover. Each relationship is just a performance. Jessica pleaded guilty to stalking and fraud. She got 5 years, likely out in 3 with good behavior. Ryan and I are working on things. Emily and I got married last spring in a small courthouse ceremony. No social media posts, no newspaper announcements. Just us, 2 trusted friends and an unlisted address. So that's my story of how my ex-wife jealousy turned to obsession, and how the woman I thought I knew never really existed at all. The bracelet with Emily's initials? Jessica had it custom made after stalking Emily for years, long before I ever met either of them. Now I want to hear from you. Would you have forgiven Ryan? Should Jessica have gotten more time? Word of advice, kindly be vetting your partner's mental health history before marriage. But who am I to advise? They say love is blind.